Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As the first speaker of this theme, with today's motion, this House, as the first generation of immigrant parent of color in predominantly white country, would choose to live and raise children in ethnic enclave. Now, I would like to define the motion first. What is that mean by the first generation of immigrant? It is the immigrant who was foreign born and relocated and has already become permanent resident of their new country. And then, for example, the Mexican American, the African American, whose parents are born in Mexico or in Africa and then move to America and get the permanent resident. And now the ethnic enclave is the community with high concentration of one ethnic only to maintain the sense of their nationality, their identity, and to preserve their culture, to preserve their high culture and custom and several norms that is important for them. Now, this motion emerges as we live in the world of that move quickly. We are known for our global society needs that now people tend to move from country to country to get a better living in terms of economy, social, and security. In the term of social economy, for example, in Germany, there are a lot of immigrants of refugees from Palestine. We know that Palestine and Israel is still on war, right? So the Palestinian government itself cannot guarantee the safety of their citizens. So that's why their citizens choose to move to Germany, the nearest country of Palestine, to get a better living, to get a better security. However, we would like to focus on U.S. State, because the U.S. state of handling the refugees, especially the first generation of immigrants. This is important for us to be focused on because, as we know that there is the newest U.S. Citizenship and Immigrant Service law that regulate implementing public charge rule, under which law that those immigrants who have low income are not able to get their permanent residence and are denied to even propose for visas and so on and so forth. So, as we know also that today's we still have a lot of cases like interracial cases in America. There's still so many intersocial cases. For example, in Texas, the U.S. government built a border in which Mexican refugees are not able to cross the border anymore illegally, because they strictly limit the number of the immigrants from Mexico. And for the Mexican American, there are so many criminal cases that emerge and still are unfair for the Black immigrants. Now proceed to my first arguments. The ethnic enclave society will maintain their true identity. We're familiar with Chinatown, Koreatown, and mostly Asian association of people that is living in other country. The importance of why Chinatown or Koreatown is built, because for in the case of San Francisco in the late 19th century, the intents of anti-Chinese attacks are increasing. That's why the immigration congregated together to protect each other. In the late 19th century, the people from China are coming to the U.S. and they receive a lot of hatred, a lot of denied from the American people, because the American people afraid of the potential of China's people that will steal their work opportunity, and so on and so forth. Thus, it's a proof that it is such a fragile condition when those immigrants enter a designated country and has no support from each other, from their same nationality, ethnic groups. Moreover, within that homogeneous society in which they have their own culture, they know what they like, they know what they do best for living. Therefore, the Chinatown's community helping them in getting the work opportunity to settle faster in their new country. They can help each other to, for example, if one family in that Chinatown get one job, so it can tell the other society to this kind of job is what people accepted us for. This kind of job is what people think we do best at, and so on and so forth. The second one, in the term of education, the US government failed to provide an education which is as good as for those who are Native Americans. Because of the lack of education support, the immigrant children tends to enter the workforce faster than expected, for the reason that they have to help their parents' income. The example case is in 2018. In American-Mexican border, 7-year-old immigrant children found dead several hours before being arrested. It is a proof that there's no standardized policy or law that guarantee in treating those children who remain undereducated and enter the workforce earlier. Thus, our purpose is to promote better law which support ethnic enclave in which they have their own education system related to their own culture. Thus, to summarize this, first of all, ethnic enclave promotes their own identity. There will be more peace because they live in their own ethnic and have larger group to rely on rather than living by their own separately in the country. Thus, we are proud to promote. Thank you.
So here I am as the second speaker of the government team. This House, as first-generation immigrant parent of color in a predominantly white country, would choose to live and raise children in ethnic enclave. So here I am. I would like to bring my argument from the social perspective. The first, why the first generation is choosing to raise and live their children in ethnic enclave, because it's to avoid the discrimination, and they will provide a shelter that doesn't have a discrimination, because they have their own room, they have their own system that can be living in the same culture, in the same language, in the same custom, like that. Move to the second, still in social perspective. When they are choosing to live and raise the children in the ethnic enclave, it have a warm embrace. It means that they can still socialize with the people with the same ethnic, with the same language, so they can build warm embrace. They can still socially help each other without being forced or discriminated by the people with the different ethnic. The third, we get easy to get information, job, and the school for their children. When they are living in the ethnic enclave, they will be easy to find information because they are living in the same language. It is easy for them to gain information, to get a job, because when someone from a different ethnic finding a job with a different ethnic, it is hard because people think she is come from A and she is come from B. We don't have to put the B because it's not A, like that. But when we are stay or living in the ethnic enclave, it will just raise us and just take us to join to get a job, because we are in the same place, we are in the same situation. Move forward. It's already recognized that the intention of the immigrant itself is to find a freedom, is to find a better life. So why we have to join with a different ethnic, but to find a better life, we just live and raise our children in the same ethnic, in the same custom, same language. It is in ethnic enclave. So then why logically when we have to join with the other ethnic? So it is better for us to find our better life in the ethnic enclave. Next, it is to contribute them to their country where they are living. As long as we know right now, they always underestimated. They are always discriminate, but the people in in the country they are living because they are just a burden for the country. But when they are living in the ethnic enclave, they can give something to the country. They can they can contribute to the country about their culture, about their language, their customs. So they can underestimate the immigrants who came to that country they are living. So they contribute to the country where they are living. Ladies and gentlemen, move to my next argument. It's also the way for them to be united because they are already given a freedom by the country they are living. So they will unite to distribute their ethnic, their culture, language, custom without being forced with the condition occur in that country. So it can help them to improve their experience by providing better service that are culturally and linguistically more suitable for the inhabitants of the living. Move to my argument. The assimilation is not a better solution for this case. Ladies and gentlemen, as I have mentioned before, as the first speaker have mentioned before, the assimilation failed to keep the same people because the assimilation is still a problem in US. So it is better for us as the first generation to choose life in an ethnic enclave. So emphasize here, the assimilation is not a solution. So move to my evidence. As an evidence stated by the first speaker, I would like to bring some evidence again here. There's a losing person about he have a different ethnic with the people in the country he lives. So he is being forced by the people around him because he different. He is forced to change his name, to change his culture, to change his custom. But he refused to change his culture because he's still in his belief. But because of that person is just losing. We don't know where is he. So it is the case that the assimilation is not a proper way to solve this case. So it is better for the immigrants to just live in the ethnic enclave to fix this problem. Move again. Chiswick and Paul Miller in 2005 already found that the people who live in the ethnic enclave can grow the economic part. It is in California in 2005. So when they have their own, this is the mechanism that I will propose in this debate. So when they have their own system, when they have their own system living in the ethnic enclave, they will be just feel like they are safe where they are together because they are living in the same culture, same language, something like that. So seeing a lot of immigrants, we don't have to stop the migration, but we have to treat them. How they can live in the different country, but they can still in the same ethnic, something like that. So we are give a solution to put them in the ethnic enclave and to give them a freedom to choose and to raise their children to live in the ethnic enclave for not keeping the problem arise because of the immigrants. Thank you.